Hi guys, and welcome back to Creative Pet Keeping. So the baby Betta fry, who are from my koi spawn. It's really hard to see them, but they got their first meal of live brine shrimp today. And I've already observed, it's so hard to see them because it's so thickly planted, it's hard to see the babies, but they're in here. I've already observed some of them have pink tummies full of brine shrimp. So they've been starting to eat. They seem to be doing well. This is my really weird brine shrimp hatchery setup. I figured out that if I have these three lights in this position, it brings up the temperature to 81 degrees, which is the ideal temperature to hatch them. I already used some of it. I stored some of the brine shrimp in the fridge, and I'm just keeping it on for another few hours, and I'll feed them again in a few hours, and I'll store the rest of the brine shrimp. And then I'll start a new batch. So I'll be using the batch that I stored away in the fridge to feed them tomorrow. And then, I'll keep doing that. They haven't had a water change yet because they're about 5 or 6 days. I don't know if I should count their age from the day they were spawned, because from the eggs or from their free swimming. If I counted from the day that they were free swimming, they are 5 days old. If I would count them from the day that the male and female have spawned, they would be 8 days old. So it really depends. But I wanted to give you guys an update. I actually gave some of the brine shrimp to all my bettas actually, and they ate it and they kind of enjoyed it as like a really weird, different meal. Mr. Demon Betta is right here hanging out, trying to say hi. And I also fed my baby Endler fry with the brine shrimp, and as well as some of the brine shrimp that escaped from the container that got to my guppies, and my guppies ate those too. So apparently everyone seems to be loving the brine shrimp. I don't think this is the ideal hatchery setup. There's a lot I can improve on, but it's the first time. I'm just glad that I have brine shrimp to begin with, because I was very worried that I was not going to get any at all. So the fact that I actually have some is awesome. I also added about 2 cups of warm water that I've been aging right here with the supplies, because as you can see, I actually moved the tub where I had let Endler fry. I need to kind of change my setup around a little bit, because I started to notice that when I spill water, which I spilled some water here again, I have a tendency to do that. There was water getting under the container, so I either need to put some sort of boards under the container so there's some air, so the water doesn't get trapped, so it won't mold, or I need to get a smaller container and put it up here. Oh, by the way, this is where the female is hanging out in. And then the male koi is hanging out in the big tank at the moment for himself. And I put in the dragon decoration and it fell over. But I'm going to do that because I slowly need to prepare the grow out tank. It's still quite a bit of time before these guys have to be moved. They're going to be in here for a while. And I don't have to do a water change yet. You're supposed to, from what I've read, do a water change at about 2 weeks. But I thought that if I add about a cup of water every day, then this way I can very, very slowly raise the water level in a very minimum way that's not going to shock or kind of really surprise the fry. And then this will mean that they will get conditioned to slight water changes. So when it is time to do a water change, even though I'm using water that's warm and aged over here with some prime and has been sitting there for overnight, the fact that the pH might change a tiny bit from what's going on in this tank, and maybe the temperature may fluctuate a tiny bit, that it won't surprise or shock them at all. So that's kind of the goal that I have in mind at the moment. I wish I could show them to you guys. There's one right here, if you can see. I'm gonna try to focus. This one hasn't eaten much yet. I've seen a few other fry that can't seem to focus on him, that have already eaten. And you can kind of tell when they've eaten some brine shrimp because their tummies become kind of pinkish or reddish because their tummies are full of brine shrimp. And there's one at the top I see kind of swimming around, a little tiny baby fry right there. Nope, focusing on the wrong thing. So they're all kind of swimming in here. I don't know how much I have at the moment because this is so heavily planted I can't count them anymore. So I don't know how many I have, how many I lost. I mean, I still see some, so we have something. We won't really know till I perform my first water change. When I do that, I might move some things around. Maybe remove a little bit of water lettuce because they won't need that much, and that way they can also, this tank can get some light, some better light. At the moment I'm using my desk lamp to provide them with light since I'm using my normal light for the brine shrimp. So I'm kind of figuring this out. This was not supposed to be a vlog today since I tend to prefer to vlog on Fridays. But I wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on in the fish room and kind of show you what's going on with the babies, let you know that the babies are doing well, that I'm finally feeding brine shrimp. Brine shrimp is a lot of fun. What you see in here is all the orange is brine shrimp. This is some of the eggs that got stuck up here because I didn't do this. I didn't fill it up and mix it up properly the first time. And then all the brown pieces that you see are actually the shells. And when I turn off the bubbles, the shells will float to the top, and the brine shrimp they'll kind of go towards where the light is, but they'll kind of, if you turn off the light, they'll kind of drop to the bottom, and then you can unplug the siphon, which I have. The siphon goes all the way up here. It's behind here. I have it clipped up here, and there is a check valve right here just to make sure that if any water got up here, it won't go back down to the pump. So what I do is when I unplug it right here and move this down, because it's attached to the bottom, gravity will make all the brine shrimp come out, and I can then pour them into a container right here. And then what I do is I dilute it with a little bit of tank water. I mean, the small amount of salt water that's in the brine shrimp should technically not really harm the fish, but I don't really want to introduce too much salt, so I will dilute it with tank water, and then I'll turn the light back on, and then I'll keep this container here for a minute or two, and all the brine shrimp will kind of move over because they like to go towards the light, and they'll kind of go right here, and then I can use my little syringe to suck them up and then put them into the tank. What I'll do is I'll have another feeding later on. I think I might upload this video before I feed them because I already fed them 2 hours ago, and I don't want them to feed them too often, and there's still quite a bit of brine shrimp inside of this tank. So what I might do is maybe I can set up something, and for Wednesday's video or Friday's video I'll show you some footage of me feeding them some brine shrimp in case you've never fed brine shrimp, so you can see how it looks. It's kind of interesting. Also, if you're wondering where my Endler fry are, they're actually in here in this container now. I kind of propped it up. This is not going to work because this has fallen before, but this will work for the next day or two until I can set up another tub that I will store them in. The Endlers are still a little too small for me because I want to put them in the female Betta tank. So they're a little too small to put them at the female Bettas. They still might be able to eat them. So this is with their father and then their mother right here. The parents don't take care of the babies. I just keep them in here so when the female has babies, they'll be trapped inside this net. And also, I don't want her to breed with my other guppies, so that's why I just keep them separated. There's no other reason besides that. But I fed these guys some brine shrimp as well, and oh my goodness, the guppies loved it, the Endlers loved it, so even Mr. Bubbles had some, so it was kind of interesting food. I tend to prefer to feed them their either frozen bloodworms or their normal fish food, but just once in a while to feed them some live brine shrimp. I think introducing that little bit of variety into their diet is awesome, and then to see a different behavior as they're catching a little wiggly live food. It's kind of cool to see. Last but not least, since this is like a pretty much a vlog video, even though I didn't really intend this to be a vlog, it's a bonus vlog, guys. Bonus vlogs are the best. I am battling my algae. As you can see, my hair algae has turned white because it's dying or already dead. I've been using Algae Fix, which is pretty good at killing certain algae, not all. But it also kills certain plants. These plants will be fine, but as you can see, I took out all my jungle vels and all my duckweed and all my water lettuce because this stuff seems to kill those 3 plants. So it works for certain plants, it doesn't work for others. So you have to be very careful if you try it out. I still have yet to do my custom CO2 in here that I want to add in here to help the plants grow so I don't have to deal with an algae problem. But yeah, the battle against algae is doing well so far. This is only day 3 of me treating it. I intend to treat this tank for about a week straight. And I gotta figure out how I'm gonna remove all this hairgrass algae. I tried to take it off today, but it's still pretty stuck on there. So hopefully within a day or 2 it's gonna kind of loosen up, so I'll be able to maybe pick it off. In a sense, it does look kind of interesting. My females also are doing well because I have been doing more regular, larger water changes. I'm starting to see a growth in the larger females, but my little female right here seems to have a bit of some stunted growth, and I'm contemplating, when I set up my little tub for the grow out, that I keep the Endlers in for now, and it'll be a while since the baby Bettas go in there. I was contemplating taking her out, her and maybe her as well, and putting them in that big tub for a while by themselves, so they're not exposed to all the growth inhibiting hormone that the larger females are releasing. And this might, with also extra food, might help them grow faster. I'm not really sure if that would be a good idea, or what I can keep doing is keep feeding them well and just keep doing larger water changes to remove the growth hormone from the tank. But besides that, they're doing well. They get along. There is some nipping and chasing, but it's very minimal. They'll do it from time to time, but for the most part, they get along. So as long as the aggression is minimal, it should be okay. If it's excessive and you see a lot of damage on your bettas, then you should be concerned. But as you can see, for the most part, most bettas have nice fins. Some of them have like crown tail type fins, so they look a little ragged, but that's just because that's how their fins are at the end, their pectoral fins and all the other ones. So, yep, here is your update on everything. I still don't know if I would breed any of these females at all. I don't know. I'm excited about betta fish breeding, and it's definitely awesome. But there is a possibility that after I grow out this koi fry, which might not even end up being koi, we'll see what I get. But there's a possibility that I might go through this experience and, find out that betta breeding is not my thing. You don't know until you actually do it. So, who knows, guys? Who knows? Maybe I can encourage some of you guys to get into breeding. I would love to encourage some of you guys to breed for temperament so we can see more peaceful bettas. And maybe a couple years from now in the future, bettas males that you can keep in the same tank together. Might be possible. Who knows? Who knows? But I hope that you enjoyed this update, even though technically it was supposed to be on Friday. Bonus update! Doo-doo-doo. If you haven't checked it out yet, on my vlog channel, Creative Pet Vlogs, I put out an extended Shed Aquarium adventure. So if you want to look at other cool fish and want to see what you can pretty much check out at the Shed Aquarium in Chicago, definitely head on over there and let me know what else you would like to see in my vlogs. And that's all I can think of right now. But I hope you have an awesome day. I hope that you subscribe to this channel and that you told your friends to subscribe and that you enjoyed these videos. Give this video a thumbs up. And Bettas are saying bye. Everybody's saying bye. Bye, guys. Bye.